Hello, drama students. It's Miss South, and this is our very first drama lesson for the year. And this lesson is titled Intro to Monologues and Public Speaking, something that's very important for us to learn in drama. But really quickly, before we start our lesson, let's do some very quick warm-ups. And for the future in drama, this is important because we need to get ourselves nice and relaxed so that we're ready to listen, to engage, and to perform, okay? So you can do this in your seat or you can do this standing up like I am. So go ahead and follow me. Roll your shoulders like this. Then hold them up and then down. Relax. Up, hold it, and then down. Relax. Good job. Okay, so I like to do this one where we stretch our arms up like this, and then you're going to clasp your hands like this, and then push them up like this. Good. And then take this arm and go to this side like this, and get a nice stretch here, and then go to this side, and be very gentle when you do all of this. Don't pull anything too hard. Great. All right, now bring your arms down, roll your shoulders again, and shake it all out. Okay, we're gonna massage our necks and just nice and relax. And then you can do your cheeks or your jaw to relax your voice. Very good. Okay, you should feel a little bit more relaxed now. So, let's get started on our lesson. We're going to start off where we left at the end of last year, if you had me. But our end goal for the next few months will be to eventually write and perform our own speeches. So we will start out with monologues and eventually go to speeches. So what are monologues and speeches, you may be asking yourself? And why are they important for us to learn in drama? Those are the questions that we are going to answer today in this lesson. So here we go. The first question, what is a monologue? Well, a monologue is a long speech by a single solo character in a theater production or a film. And this is where the character expresses their mental thought aloud. Sometimes they're talking to another character or to an audience. Monologues can be either addressing other characters in the scene, or they can be one character talking to themselves or to the audience, like I said. Monologues are similar to poems or soliloquies, which involve a character relating his or her own thoughts to himself or herself and to the audience without addressing another character at all. Now, a monologue is the thoughts of the character spoken out loud, and this all started in ancient Greek and Roman theater a very long time ago. Oftentimes, actors will use monologues to audition for plays or movies, so this will be how they will get to show their acting skills if they want to get a part in a play or a movie. Now, monologues serve a specific purpose in storytelling, to give the audience more details about the character or the plot of the story or the play. They are a great way to share the internal thoughts or the backstory of a character in a play to give more specific details about the plot. Good monologues are structured just like good stories. They have a beginning, middle, end, and an end. Very good. So let's talk about the beginning. So in the beginning of a monologue, in real life, they don't just monologue out loud unless they have a reason to. In the same way, any character giving a monologue in a play or a film should have a purpose for it. They usually start speaking because of some response to something that was said to them or something that happened to them. Now, for the middle part, the plot will have twists and turns in the storytelling, usually a problem. From interesting plot details to unique ways the character describes themselves. This is to keep the monologue fresh and exciting and interesting. Now, for the end, it's common for monologues, especially ones that are meant to convince another character of something. They usually wrap it up with a quick statement of meaning or some kind of moral. And it should have some type of resolution to the problem. So the question is, why are we doing drama and monologues? Because, like speeches, which we'll talk about more in a minute, monologues are good for developing our public speaking skills and expressive skills. Like I said in our last class, all of us at some point are going to have to speak in front of people. You know, communication is the backbone of our society. It's kind of part of what we do. It allows us to form connections where we can influence, motivate, inform, and sometimes even change people's ideas. Without these communication skills, the ability to progress in the working world and in life itself would be nearly impossible. Public speaking is one of the most important, and sometimes it can be one of the most dreaded forms of communication. Sometimes it's scary. But the more we practice it through things like monologues and speeches, the more comfortable we will become. So, what is a speech? A speech is a formal dialogue spoken out loud or talking, delivered to an audience. Why will we do speeches? We will ultimately perform and write our own speeches this year as our ultimate goal. Because speeches help us to have a voice on various topics and ideas that we are passionate about in life. I know all of us have things that we're passionate about, that we care about, that we want to communicate to others. You know, being able to express our inner selves will help us to make a difference in the world. And everyone has something important to say. Now, for the fun part. I'm going to show you some examples of good, or maybe not so good, monologues right here in this video. And I think one of those might be me, if I get brave enough. We'll see. Also, at the end of this video, when it's over with, we will have a seesaw lesson. And that will be in your student template. And there's an activity that I will have for you to do. I will have some of the monologues that we looked at in this video for you to watch again so that you can answer some questions that I have for you. Now, as you watch these, I want you to think about the questions that I will have you answer in the seesaw template. I have 2 big questions. So here we go. Here's number 1. So you're going to answer the question, what was good about the monologue or monologues? What did you like about it or them? Did you like the topic they were talking about or the story? Could you relate to it or not? Did you find the story interesting or the character interesting? Also, under what you thought was good about it, what was good about their performance, how they acted it? Were they expressive? Could you understand them? Did they speak loud and clearly enough? Did they seem like they were really getting into the part? Did it seem real and natural? Like it was really happening to them? Did they look up at the camera enough when they were performing it, like they were really talking to someone? Or I guess even if you're talking just to yourself, you might want to look up. You wouldn't want to look down the whole time like this. The second big question is, what was not so good? Or what could have been improved about the monologue or monologues? What could they have done to improve it? How could you improve the speech or the story itself or what they were saying? How could they have performed it better? Better expression? Better vocal projection, enunciating, speaking slowly and clearly so that they could be understood? Those are the questions that I want you to answer as you watch it and then when you go to the student template here in Seesaw. Okay, Here we go. Let's watch them now. Have fun. So here is my monologue. This is one that I did when I was a kid. And I did it for auditions. And I have not practiced this since I was a kid. So this is called Valentine's Day. I don't know if anyone can relate to liking or not liking Valentine's Day. But I chose this one because I didn't always like Valentine's Day. This character's name is Mary. Do you remember in grammar school when we all gave out Valentines? When you'd give out 20 and you'd get 1? Happened to you too, huh? Good. Well, anyway, I'm really glad we don't do that in high school. There's some advantages to being sophisticated. 4th grade. That was the year I gave out 20 and only got 1. From Ursula Pitt, who misspelled her name and mine, Mary Jones. That was a horrible day. I went up on the roof when I got home and I screamed at the pigeons so I wouldn't cry. I really hate Valentine's Day. You know, thank God in high school we don't have to go through that cardboard box covered with cheap crepe paper and phony lace routine. You know where you got your Valentines in and then later they give them out and then some people get 50 and they keep walking back and forth to their seats like silly people. That time, I accidentally tripped Celeste Jordan with her nose in her 15th one. She wasn't even looking where she was going. The entire class, they turned on me. They said that I did it on purpose. That was a lie. I know who did it on purpose. Cassie McGuire. In 6th grade when she hollered, "Oh, it's from Richie Forbes," like it was a big surprise to her. It was a huge, overblown, tasteless Valentine that anyone with class would be ashamed to get. She cut her knee when she went down, so as you can see, it's not a day that brings out the best in me. Christmas I can handle and New Year's Eve is no big problem. But whoever invented Valentine's Day, I'd like to tell them about the grief that it gives me. Used to give me. I'm past all that now. Of course, we won't go into prom night and all that nonsense that puts me up on the roof with the pigeons on spring nights. I'd rather be doing something constructive with my life. You know, but at least in high school, Valentine's Day is no big deal. Oh, sure, I see the private exchanges and hugs around the lockers. That doesn't bother me. It just reminded me of the bad days. In high school, I'm happy to be independent, beyond all that garbage that they no longer openly foist upon us. If I ever have any power, I'm going to banish Valentine's Day parties and grammar schools because it's very damaging to kids. Really, if I wasn't so intelligent, I could be very bitter about those formative years that I was put on display as a loner. It's barbaric. Think about it.
Hi, my name is Ashlyn Lopez and I'm 9 years old and I'm 4'3". Yesterday, my teacher asked us, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" What do I want to be? There are so many possibilities. How do they expect me to choose? Oh! My entire life depends on this. I have to make a good choice. Some kids in the class want to be teachers, like Miss Kendall. Boring! Other kids want to be doctors. Seriously? Cutting people open and seeing their guts? Ew! Or firefighters. Stop, drop, and roll. Well, except for Michael. He wants to be a writer. He's always talking about finding his muse. I don't know what a muse is, but I wish he would just hurry up and find it. He's always walking around saying stuff like, Miss Kendall, I can't possibly write a report on this topic. I've lost my muse, and it's so annoying. Now that I've considered all of my options, I've decided that a star is the right way to go. Money, fancy clothes, and everyone would adore me. Yeah, definitely the right way to go. So world, watch out. A star is born.
It's really a swell locket, Mr. Warbucks. But if it's all the same to you, I'll keep my old locket. Mr. Warbucks, when my folks left me at the orphanage years ago, they left a note saying that they'd come back to get me as soon as they could. They kept the other half of this old locket so I know them when they came. I'm gonna find them one day, Mr. Warbucks. I'm gonna have a regular mother and father like a regular kid. I am. I don't mean to hurt your feelings. You've been nicer to me than anybody in the whole wide world. But I've been dreaming of my folks for as long as I can remember. I just gotta find them. I do.
My mom's ambition in life is to embarrass me. No, really, she told me that. Yesterday, she came to school in a clown costume and invited people to my birthday party. Last week, she took my baby picture and passed it out to all the cheerleaders. And today, look at her. She's dressed up like a frog, dancing in front of the science lab to protest frog dissections. Okay, Mom, you win. I'll make my bed. I'll wash your dishes. I'll even put the toilet seat down. Anything, Mom. Just please go home.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the sample monologues. Wasn't that fun to watch that? Now, go to the student template, like I said, and answer those 2 big questions that I have for you. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in our next lesson, where we will choose our own monologues to eventually prepare, memorize, and perform. Bye.